about to just like really like lay it in there right now because I was actually planning on recording a different episode right now, but I this morning I was going over applications. People were, applying to work together one-on-one, the Mind Your Hormones method, and one of the questions just asked like certain information so I can get to know their situation, right? And one of these women was saying how she went to her endocrinologist. She like doesn't have a period, right? Her period was super irregular and then she just doesn't have a period at all. I'm like, oh girl, you're in the right place, like my specialty. But she's like, so I went to an endocrinologist and he did blood work and he found that I have low progesterone. So he gave me this progesterone cream to do like certain times of the month or whatever, right? And I'm like, okay. So you tell your endocrinologist that you don't have a period and he needed to test your blood to know that you have low progesterone and be like, okay, so we found that you have low progesterone, so I'm going to give you this cream. First of all, you do not need a blood test to tell you that you have low progesterone when you're not getting your period, when you're not ovulating. If you are not ovulating, you 100% have low progesterone, and you don't need a blood test to tell you that because ovulation is literally the way our body produces progesterone. So the fact that he was like, okay, let's just get some blood work done. Let's see what's off. Oh, we found you have low progesterone. No fucking shit, I have low progesterone. I'm not ovulating. I don't have a period. So it is a complete waste of time and just absolutely mind blowing to me that this endocrinologist, right, who is like a study, like went to school for millions of fucking years, is like, let's just get your blood work done. Let's just see what's going on here. All right, you got some low progesterone. Let's just do this cream. Okay, cool. I didn't fucking need you to do a blood test to tell me I have low progesterone when I'm not ovulating. Obviously, I have low progesterone. Okay. So if you are someone where your period is irregular, whether it's coming every 40 something days, every 50 something days, every 60 something days, or you just don't have it at all, you have low progesterone, period. You don't need a blood test to tell you that because you're not ovulating and ovulation produces progesterone. And even if you are ovulating when you get like these cycles, if they're just like 60 days apart, your progesterone is still going to be low because your body's meant to be ovulating every like 25 to 35 days. So if it's longer than that, your progesterone is still going to be low, even if you are ovulating sometimes. Okay. But that was just like, what the actual fuck? So instead of the doctor being like, okay, obviously your progesterone is low, right? Because you're not getting your period regularly and you're not ovulating. So let's find out, why are we not ovulating? Why are you not ovulating? Why is your period irregular? No, instead, we waste our time with the blood test to just obviously tell you you have low progesterone. Fucking no shit. And now you're taking this like Anna's wild yam cream. That was like the specific one she said. On these specific times, when you do get your cycle, but now she's getting acne, she has PMS symptoms, she has all this shit, right? Because the root cause of the problem is not being solved, right? The low progesterone is not why you have an irregular period. The low progesterone is not why you're not ovulating. The low progesterone is not why you're not getting pregnant. The low progesterone, the irregular period and the not ovulating is why your progesterone is low. And we need to get down to, okay, well, why is my period irregular? Why am I not ovulating? That is the root cause of it all. We have to peel back the onion. We have to get down to the deeper reasons of what actually is happening instead of just doing topical solutions, quote unquote solutions that aren't actually working because you've been doing this progesterone cream and it's not obviously working. Obviously, right? Or sometimes clients will come to me like, okay, I did progesterone cream for a little bit. It worked for like 1 or 2 cycles and then it stopped working because your diet and lifestyle has not changed. And your current diet and lifestyle and the supplementation you are or are not taking is directly affecting the reason why your period is irregular. So if you're just slapping on a tea or a cream or whatever, but you're not strategically changing your diet and your lifestyle to one that's actually in a way that supports the systems in your body that affect all your hormones, nothing is going to change for you because that is what matters most. Okay. Changing your day-to-day actions, your day-to-day habits, things that you are or are not doing is what's going to heal the root cause of the problem for you, right? Because we need to know how to regulate our blood sugar on a daily basis, every single meal, every single snack. By the way, I have a free training called How to Create Hormonal Blood Sugar Balanced Meals. You can get it absolutely free. It's in my show notes. That comes straight from the Mind Your Hormones method. So definitely check it out if you haven't yet. But do we need to know how to do that? We need to know how to regulate your nervous system on a daily basis because you're going to get dysregulated, and we need to know how to bring ourselves back into regulation. We need to know how to support our detoxification pathways like our gut and our liver, because when they're clogged up, we're not going to be able to properly process out excess hormones. They're going to get recirculated back in the body, causing excess estrogen to low progesterone symptoms that can look like PMS, cramps, headaches, migraines, breast soreness, bloating, like depressive symptoms before you get your period, heavy periods, clots, long periods. Like there's so many different things that go into it. So, and nutrient density. Like you cannot get every single thing that you need from food alone. It's literally impossible. First of all, none of us eat perfectly. Second of all, our soil is nutrient depleted. So even if you're eating all organic, you're eating all whole foods, you never have a processed food in your life, you're like, which let's be honest, nobody's like that, but let's just say you are, you're still not getting the amount of nutrients you actually need for your reproductive system to work optimally, for you to have energy, for you to have strong hair, nails, skin, all the things, because our soil is depleted, even if it's organic. And our reproductive system is not vital to our survival. So in order for us to have really stellar cycles and fertility, that like we don't need to have a regular period to survive. We don't need to get pregnant to survive. We need to be ovulating for long-term health to reduce our chance of osteoporosis, endometrial cancer, and heart disease later in life. We need to be ovulating to feel our best and to protect our bones and all these things, but we don't need it to survive. So if our body doesn't have optimal amount of nutrients from proper supplementation, it's not going to take any nutrients towards our reproductive system. It's just going to take it to like for our heart, our lungs, like things we actually need to stay alive. So these are the things that we need to be focusing on. And the fact that doctors are just like, here's some wild yam cream. Let's do a blood test first to see what's going on. Even though you don't need to, because we obviously know what's going on because your period is irregular, your progesterone is obviously low. And without any conversation about diet and lifestyle changes is so mind blowing to me, even though I know this is what happens. This happened to me. This happens to all my clients. Like it just, I will never get over it because it doesn't make any fucking sense. And it is so insane to me that in 2025, we are not like doctors, endocrinologists are not educated on diet and lifestyle changes that are going to change people's fertility. Why are they not educated on that? Let's think about it. Follow the money, honey. Okay? Follow the money. Why is it not being taught? Maybe the pharmaceutical industry has something to do with it. Just a fucking thought. Okay? We're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but there's a reason why they're not being taught this information, and it's not their fault. Like they're doing the job that they were taught. They're doing what they think is best. This is the only way that they were ever educated. They are not being educated on nutrition, on lifestyle supplementation. One of my friends is a doctor, and well, he's my sister's husband, my brother-in-law's friend, whatever, doesn't matter. He's a doctor, and he's like, we took one nutrition class. Like it wasn't a whole course. It was like one class, like one like lesson on nutrition in their 8 years of being like becoming a doctor. That is a fucking crime. Like that is literally insane to me. Okay, hopefully one day it will change, but for now, we need to educate ourselves because we need to know when to call bullshit on our doctors and when to say like, okay, that doesn't make sense, or that's not the answer that I'm looking for, or what is an alternative option to metformin? What is an alternative option to birth control? What is an alternative option to GLP-1 shots, to spironolactone, to letrozole, to whatever you're being recommended? What can I do first to help support myself? And when they tell you nothing or just lose weight, like, okay, we need to work with somebody else, because that is not an answer. That you deserve way more than that, because that's not actually going to be helping you. Okay. Clearly something struck a nerve when I read that. I was like, okay, I got to go off on this shit because it ain't happening up in here. Like none of my girls on the Mind Your Hormones podcast and the Mind Your Hormones out, like, we're not done with this shit. Okay. So if this is you, and you do have low progesterone and you are trying wild yam cream and your doctor is telling you to do this, I know it can feel so frustrating because you're like, I'm doing what they're telling me to do and I'm not getting the answers. I don't know who to believe. I don't know who to trust. I'm hearing so many different things. Like, I get it. I've been there. So I totally understand, but you need to know that the root cause of the problem is why you're not ovulating. And the reason why you're not ovulating or not regularly ovulating is because of a system in your body that is not being optimized. Okay. So to get you started with that, download that free training, how to create hormonal blood sugar balance meals. totally free. I also have a free Trying to Conceive masterclass that I give you 5 different action steps that are going to be addressing different root causes, like different systems in your body to help support you, like at least 5 things to get you started. Again, totally free. That's in the show notes. And then obviously, if you're like, Corinne, I'm done with the little trainings here and there. Like, I just want the proven step-by-step process of exactly what to do to get down to the root cause of the problems. You can just open up your computer. Everything is laid out right there for you. You could stop guessing. You can stop piecing shit together. You could have it all right there for you. That's obviously the Mind Your Hormones method. You could always use code podcast for 10% off. But I just want you to like really feel empowered when you go to the doctors. I want you to know how your body works. I want you to like use this podcast as a way to educate yourself. Obviously, use the Mind Your Hormones method as a way to educate yourself. Read books, like do whatever you have to do because it's on you. It's on you. You're the one that's going to save you. No one else is coming to save you. No one else can make the changes for you. No one else can, change your life other than you. So I love you. I know you're listening to this because you are capable of doing that. You're the one who's making the changes. You're the one who's going after it. You're the one who's doing the damn thing. And I hope you're so proud of yourself because I'm proud of you. I love you. This just channeled through me. I have not one note in front of me. I just was like, I have to rant on this. So I hope you loved it. I hope this clicked for you in a way where you're like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. And I love you. And I cannot wait to see you on the next episode of the free resource that I just talked about, always in the show notes. Let me know how everything is going for you. I so appreciate you being here with me, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for being here. If you loved this episode and learned something valuable, please share it with a friend who you think would also love it, or post it on social media and tag me so I could personally say thank you for helping me spread this important message. I am beyond grateful to be here with you. So until next time, stay intentional, stay consistent, and always mind your hormones.